Hello, my name is Brian Taylor. I'm the CEO of AirROS by Sage Industrial. And today I wanted to kind of discuss with you a little bit about filtration versus our system. A lot of customers have talked about, hey, we have HEPA filtration, as we're using that to filter all the air coming in to make sure that we capture viruses, pathogens, etc. from the outside before we introduce it, maybe into a greenhouse, maybe it's into a makeup air system. And just what the difference is between that and our AirROS brand purification, which uses reactive oxygen. So obviously, if you're using a filter, you're capturing, right? And in some cases, like the HEPA filtration, you can capture viruses and things like that. So any of the pathogens, pollen, etc. You're not really able to capture odor, things like that, but you are capturing. And the key is that you're not actually killing the spores, you're not actually killing the viruses, and in some cases, some of them can make it through. As we all probably are very aware with coronavirus, that doesn't filter out everything. So it's a good step if you're taking any makeup air, if you're using it in a greenhouse, like for a wet wall, things like that, you're able to now filter and get as clean of the air as you can from any of the dirt and pathogens. When you use the AirROS system, if it's even in combination with HEPA filtration, if you're using the AirROS filtrations or the AirROS system, you're now able to, all the air that's coming in is now being sanitized using reactive oxygen. So the HEPA obviously captures, we're now able to kill. So if a spore makes it through, or if there's a spore in the room, we're able to kill that. We're able to kill viruses. We're able to eliminate the odor that's in the room. But our real claim to fame is now we're putting the sanitizers, active sanitizer, into the environment that you've pre-filtered or not filtered. And now we're able to sanitize everything the ROS touches. So the reactive oxygen is very effective in being able to sanitize the leaves, the trays, the doors, the doorknobs, everything that it touches using very low levels of reactive oxygen. This is very key, especially when you think about a contamination issue from plant to plant or product to product. So even in the fruit and in the ag industry, if you're going, have two products side by side. Now, if one has mold, when it sporulates, when you get the spores, formed in the air, we can stop that. When it comes to people touching the product, entering the room, trimming, doing various things in a live plant application, now you're able to stop aspergillus or cross-contamination from people as you enter that room. So the AirROS system is a very active sanitizer. We use a sensor to make sure that you know the level of sanitizer in the room at any time and that it's at very low levels. You're watching it and saying, hey, as the whole team came in, maybe the levels drop. As the team exits, it recovers, or even while the team's in there, it might recover. But at least we know we're sanitizing all the air that's coming in. Especially in like a greenhouse application, as you're bringing air through the wet wall, exhausting it, you've got a single pass. Much better to throw an active sanitizer into the air. Even if we can't have a residual in the room, we're at least cleaning. And I've had customers tell me, hey, can you clean 100%? Well, if you're reintroducing, there's never 100% clean. But even if you clean 30% of the air, if you had 30% less pathogens coming into the room, would that be beneficial? What if it was 50%? What if we got to the 90%, which we normally see in our rooms? Are you able to see a reduction in the loss of your product, in the quality of your product? And on top of that, now, even though you're using filtration, you're probably using some other methods of cleaning, including chemicals, and we'll do a video on chemicals as well. But now, what if you're not spraying as much and you're not having to do so many chemicals to keep down molds, pathogens? What if you're able to raise the humidity? So with our system, the more humidity, the more of the reactive oxygen that we can produce to act as a sanitizer. You can ask us more about that as you talk to our sales executives. But in reality, you're able to push different levels of humidity, lower your sprays and chemical use. And if you're using HEPA, it won't hurt us. It's also a good thing to use, but understand that HEPA is really just capturing. It's not able to kill. So if the HEPA was on the recirc system with ROS, we would actually help clean the HEPA filter. Otherwise, I'd be careful changing those HEPA filters. There could be viruses, there could be pathogens on them because they're not killed. They're not dead. So There are systems that use HEPA and some other type of filtration, including carbon filtration. So one of the things carbon filters are known to do is scrub out odor and be able to do that actively. They're very good at that. We've done odor tests with our system in a live application, having easily 80% plus in reduction of odor. I think it was 93% in a late flower room. But we're able to kill those VOCs in the room, in the air, without hurting anything that's generating those VOCs, because we're, again, at very low levels. So HEPA alone would not do that, but HEPA and carbon could help with odor, maybe on an exhaust, but it's not needed if you already have AirROS in the room. So we're killing the odor before it even gets exhausted. So there's a couple different ways of using filtration. I've seen multi-step, multi-level between MERVs, different MERV levels, different HEPA filtration, and like carbon. So there are some good combinations. None of those would hurt us unless the carbon filters in the room. We wouldn't want to do that. So all of our customers that had carbon filtration in the room no longer use the carbon filtration. It's not needed, and can run the fans if needed, but not the carbon. Carbon will scrub ROS in the room. So ultimately, the difference between them is drastic, but they are kind of complementary technologies depending on how it's used. So if you have more questions, please feel free to reach out to us.